I used to be what they call a Christ-bitten reformer. You know what that is? A kind of benign exhibitionist. I delivered stump speeches, wrote letters of protest about the gradual massacre of the colored majority in the county. And when that Willie McGee thing came along, he was sent to the chair for having improper relations with a white whore. Oh, I made a fuss about it. I set out for the Capitol on foot in a burlap sack. This was winter. I walked barefoot in this burlap sack to deliver a personal protest to the governor of the state. I suppose it was partly exhibitionism on my part, but it wasn't completely exhibitionism. There's something else in it, too. You know how far I got? 6 miles out of town. Hooted, cheered at, even spit on. Every step of the way. Then I was arrested. Guess what for? Lewd vagrancy. Uh-huh. That was the charge. Lewd vagrancy. Because they said that potato sack I had on was not a respectable garment. Oh, that was a long time ago, and I'm not a reformer anymore. I'm just a lewd vagrant.
Isn't it hard that the truth hides itself so well? That it sits in some small corner, dim light, smiling but not saying anything. And if we're lucky, we stumble across it. Then we have to use any means at our disposal to flush it out, to get it to show itself. And if it does, if the truth does show itself, isn't it weird how easy we move on? How we accept it and we go, oh, I guess that's the truth. And we move on.
When you go out, you say to yourself, I'll settle for 25,000 handsome smackers of it, so help me Lord and cross my heart. That's a fine resolution. But after months of sweating yourself dizzy and growing short on supplies and finding nothing, you cut it to 20, and then 15. And finally you say, Lord, let me find just $5,000 worth and I'll never ask you for anything more as long as I live. Now, it seems like a lot here in the Oso Negro. But if you were to make a real find, you couldn't be dragged away. Not even the threat of miserable death would stop you from trying to add 10,000 more. And when you got to 25, you'd want 50, and at 50, 100, and so on. Like roulette. Just one more turn, always one more. And you lose your sense of values and your character changes entirely. Your soul stops being the same as it was before. Well, I've dug in Alaska and Canada and Colorado. I was in the crowd in British Honduras. I've dug in California, Australia, all over the world practically. I know what gold does to a man's soul.
Martha is dead. So last night, you found out that you'd done wrong to us. Now you have to right that wrong, or you can't rest your head again. Well, don't rest it. I won't be your confessor. Take your conscience someplace else. Have somebody else help you be a good woman again. You told us that night that you had to do what you did. Now you have to do this. Public apology and money paid, and you can sleep and eat again. You and all those who always know how right they are. What's somebody else's life to you? A way to show your own righteousness? And if you happen to be wrong, you can make it right some other day. I have a dead friend. Get out of here and be noble on the street.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad. Worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We stay in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller. And all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radials, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being, goddammit, and my life has value. So I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now. I want you to get up, go to the window, open it, stick your head out, and yell, I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore!
I'm a seagull, and seagulls can't act. That should be on a t-shirt. Seagulls can't act. You know why? You know why? Because they have no lips. They have no little lips to kiss you with. And they have tiny, tiny little bird-like hearts. Only little tiny hearts that can't hold all of the love that you deserve. The seagulls can't act because they fly above all of the things that matter on this earth. All of the things that are real and all of those who would love them and take care of them and their tiny babies, and they're just selfish and selfish and selfish and selfish and I have to go. I have to go. This is all too absurd. Goodbye, Connie. Thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for shooting me. You love me better and more than anybody ever has or ever will. I don't understand you. I never will. But thank you for everything. Bye.
Augustus Waters was the great star-crossed love of my life. Ours was an epic love story, and I won't be able to get more than a sentence into it without disappearing into a puddle of tears. Like all real love stories, ours will die with us, as it should. I'd hoped that he'd be eulogizing me because there's no one I'd rather have. I can't talk about our love story, so instead I will talk about a writer. Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. A writer we used to like taught us that. I want more numbers than I'm likely to get, and God, I want more numbers for Augustus Water than he got. But Gus, my love, I cannot tell you how thankful I am for our little infinity. You gave me a forever within the numbered days, and for that, I am eternally grateful. I love you.
I'm going to court, Ma. I want those people to look at me. I want them to look at me and tell me it was my fault. I got sick working in their factories. Ma, all my life I've done everything that everyone has asked of me. I quit school because you told me to. I put that paintbrush in my mouth because Mrs. McNeil told me to. I never once said, please, can't I finish school? I never said I don't like the taste of the paint. Never once questioned. Even though I knew Ma, I knew something wasn't right. I sit in my bed at night and I see my dress hung on the closet door, all aglow. My shoes, my hairbrush, my comb on the dresser. So much light, Ma. So much light. And I never once questioned, I never once asked. But don't you see? They knew I wouldn't. That's what they were counting on.